What up, you guys? Slim here, Team Purple Panda, back once again. Back doing my videos. If people tuned in, a couple days ago, we did, the Gravekeepers discussion. We did a lot of different discussions on cars and stuff, and I had my two homeboys over, so a lot of the videos, there was a lot of laughing and stuff going on during them. Like I told you guys, I don't edit my videos. I don't believe in any of that. So the stuff you see is as real usually as it gets. I mean, I hope people were able to bear with me during that and were able to. Understand the card discussions, deck discussions I was doing that day. But I'm back again. I actually got a lot of stuff to discuss today. I have a ton of inbox requests, so I'm going to do the best I can. This will probably be another little slimathon going on. So the first one I'm going to do is courtesy of a lot of people, actually, but the last person actually requested this was Torn Between Two Worlds 6, so shout out to them and shout out to anybody who requested this. We're going to talk about Tech Genus real quick. So a lot of people know Tech Genus did win nationals for North America. A lot of people are wondering why. Why did a deck that hasn't won an event before, how did it take nationals? Well, if people were paying attention to the OCG, which is actually the best place you can go to learn about this game, because it's a lot quicker and a lot more accurate than Konami is, because they are way too slow at uploading stuff and way too slow at their coverage. So a lot of people didn't know that Skill Drain Tech Genus was big in Japan at the time, and I think the person that took the win with that deck, I don't want to say net deck the deck, but took some ideas from it and made it really good. So what I'm going to do on this video is I'm going to go into the explanation of Tech Genus and what they do, and then add why Skill Drain is so key in that deck. So let's get into it. So Tech Genus is just, they came out in Extreme Victory, and depending on their name, they have different ranks and stuff and their statuses. They have X's at the end. 1X is Synchro, 2X is Excel Synchro, 3X is Delta Excel Synchro. They're high-tech machine monsters. They have all these weird-ass effects. And then, the main thing that people have been wanting to know is, what's their play style like? Well, what I did is, I went to go research, and what it says is that the goal of the archetype is to Excel Synchro Summon to control the field. You use TG Blade Blaster, because that can negate spell and traps, while TG Hailbird Cannon can negate summons. So you see right there, you guys, just in 2 cards, you have a way of literally shutting down your opponent's only way to play, which is through summons and through, activation of spell and traps. So that right there gives the deck an advantage that a lot of people didn't know about. So that's why, we're going over this, so that people understand exactly, what's going on. So more into it. Due to the easy flow of low-level synchro monsters, summoning the 2 mentioned monsters in a matter of summoning, and you can make a lot of synchro monsters. A good rival of TG Hailbird Cannon, is of course Shooting Quasar Dragon due to the high attack and powerful effects. They say that TG Striker, TG Werewolf, and TG Catapult Dragon are the best cards to swarm with. The first 2 have easy summoning requirements, while Catapult Dragon can summon more monsters and give Werewolf an opportunity to be summoned by its own effect. So that's really cool. They're saying that this deck has the swarming capability that, a lot of decks have had in the past, and it's when you're able to swarm and lock down your opponent that usually you win. And, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, that's what gives the deck its edge. So that's what we're getting into right now about why, Tech Genus won and why are they so good. Cards like TG Striker, TG Werewolf, like I said, they're the best ones to swarm with. They say that, in case you can't, synchro summon, you can build a defense and let your opponent destroy them. Because a lot of people who don't know, TG cards are basically little Dark Souls, where at the end phase, if they were destroyed or sent to the graveyard, you can add another TG to your hand. And that's what X-Sabers did. And everyone knows that the minute Dark Soul dropped, X-Sabers became amazing. So imagine running a full deck of synchro material that you can search out like Dark Soul. Really good in my opinion. Other stuff it says is that you can use Junk Synchron, as support to get some of the TGs out. You can use just different cards. They share the ability to search once they're destroyed, just like I said. They can use level 5 synchros. A TG can easily use Allied Justice Catastor, Hyper Librarian, in some cases Naturia Beast. So people didn't know that you can make Naturia Beast out of these guys, which I mean is really good. Naturia Beast negates your spells. That kind of sucks. Summoning the ace of the archetype, which is TG Blade Blaster, is relatively fast and can be done in a single turn if you control no monsters or your opponent does wall. You have in your hand TG Striker, TG Werewolf, and TG Cyber Magician with TG Rush Rhino or TG Catapult Dragon with Jet Falcon in place of Rush Rhino and Cyber Magician. In the event you don't have all of them in your hand, you can let your opponent destroy a few TGs to build up your hand. So basically, if you don't open the way you want to, all you have to do is like let your opponent destroy them, and then you draw into them. You search them out and add them to your hand. That's really good, you guys. So that's why, if people are understanding, because I'm like into the video like 5 minutes right now, people are wondering why TG are so good. They have the Dark Soul search ability, so that if you don't open so great, you have the potential to draw into what you need and stall out, and then go off in that turn in which you need to win. Like I said, they have a lot of different effects, and there's regular TG, which is you synchro summon, do devastating damage in the first 2 turns alone. They specialty is the synchro summon, allowing you to summon multiple monsters in a single turn, and even excel synchro. Then use effects such as TG Wonder Magician to synchro during your opponent's turn, or TG Recipro Dragonfly to be to do synchro, and it gives you to desynchro, and it gives you a chance to synchro for TG Hull Bird Cannon. So that build is simple. They tell you to run TG Cyber Magician, TG Rush Rhino, TG Striker, Werewolf, Jet Falcon, Catapult Dragon. You can run Wang Hu, Beast King, Barbaros, Level Leader, Plague, Sangan, just a lot of different things. And then everyone knows about the support cards that they have. The trap card TGIEM1 is one of the best cards around. It's their creature swap, which is really cool. And, just stuff like that. I mean, in the extra deck, they're saying run Catastor, run Formula, Naturia Barkion. Then it talks about, their Synchros, Wonder Magician, Power Gladiator, Blade Blaster, Hellbird Cannon. You can run Librarian, because 5s are easy to make. They do talk about the weakness, though. Like, people are wondering, oh, what do I do against a deck like this? Well, you see, one of the big reasons that, it did so well at Nationals was that the guy was also main decking Skill Drain, if people didn't know. And everyone knows Skill Drain, you pay 1,000 life points, all effects are negated. However, graveyard effects are not negated. All the TG effects resolve in the grave, like Dark Soul, so no matter what happens, if they lose a monster, they're still able to search at the end phase, and therefore don't fall victim to skill drain themselves. So this is actually a really smart move on the part of the guy who won, because by skill draining your opponent, they're at the mercy of trying to MST or Trunate it away, and once they run through those, that's it. But I mean, you have enough protection to negate their spells and traps with the monsters I mentioned before. So stuff like that causes a lot of disruption in the game and causes people the ability not to win. So I think skill drain was a really good call. Also, a lot of people don't know how to play against Tech Genus. I don't know a lot about the deck. I've played against it a couple times, and I mean, it's hit or miss with Gravekeeper, because, it just depends on how you draw and how you play it. But, I mean, if you're playing a really experienced TG player and they know what they're doing, they're not going to mess up and make, do misplays like some people do. So that's what you have to be careful of. So, so far that's what it is about Tech Genus. I mean, the last thing I'm going to mention about Tech Genus is what their weakness is. So people don't know, how do you weaken the deck? Well, you need to be able to stop synchro. So obviously Royal Oppression, in alone can kill the deck. Anti-meta strategies, cards like Thunder King Ryo. Thunder King Ryo is big, you guys. Like, I already did a profile on Thunder King Ryo, but this is really important against TG, because you need to be able to stop them adding stuff to their hands. Basically, like you're playing against X-Saber with their 3 Dark Soul, but this deck runs like 6 Dark Souls. I mean, it's crazy. So you have to be able to stop their searching and adding to their hand, and by doing that, you'll probably be successful against the deck. Like I said, I haven't had a lot of experience aside from the couple times I played against it. I mean, now that it's won Nationals, I haven't played against the deck yet, so I'm sure people will net deck and try to figure out what made it so good at Nationals. And I mean, that's something I actually want to know myself. I want to see why the deck did so well, and why decks like Gravekeeper, Six Samurai couldn't make it to the top. I mean, I'm even surprised Plants lost to it, because I mean, Skill Drain does hurt them, but I would think they'd be able to get around it. So yeah, and it says like the last weaknesses of the deck. You just got to play against it, I guess, and figure out, like I said, you need to side deck properly. I'm pretty sure decks like Samurai and Gravekeeper can get around them pretty much without a problem if they don't draw bad. And usually the deck doesn't draw bad, so it's interesting. But that's really all I got to say about Tech Genus, you guys. Like I said, Dark Soul effects, synchros on steroids. That's basically what you're doing. I mean, there's one synchro that, can desynchro. There's one synchro that can synchro during your opponent's turn. It just, depends on how you play it and what you get out. Like I said, Royal Oppression will kill the deck. Thunder King and Royal Oppression pretty much alone kill the deck, because they can't special summon and they can't add cards to their hand, and basically how you shut them down. And then, I mean, you just got to be smart. I mean, if you do get TGI EM1, I mean, that's what 7 Tools is for, you guys. And that's what I've been preaching this whole time, that 7 Tools is amazing, especially in a format where trap cards are coming out everywhere. Tech Genus is a big example of that. They have a lot of trap cards that you don't see coming that totally will take you by surprise. And if you're not prepared for them, you will lose. But that's all I got to say, you guys, on Tech Genus today. Like I said, I'm back. I've been out for like a day or two, but we're going to try to upload as many videos as possible. And, like I said, just keep posted. I'll post a bulletin about what's going on. Thank you guys for, your continued support, your ideas. I'm getting my subs up. Like I said, I reached over 300, so now, we're just trying to reach 400, 500, and just keep going until, we get partnership and get all the, our whole message across. So that's all I got to say, you guys. Leave your comments below. Leave me feedback if you run Tech Genus. Maybe explain a couple things to me about maybe how the deck OTKs or how the deck, runs basically, and what the main monsters are. Because I'd like to know for future reference. Because I'm sure I'm going to play it at my locals, if not at the next regionals. So that's all I got to say, you guys. Please continue to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.